Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So in this video, we are going to learn about two categories of file inclusion, namely local and remote. So before saying this, let's recall wherein we learned about what is the difference between path traversal and file inclusion based vulnerabilities, in which we saw that if you are able to read any file from to any server, then it falls under path traversal. For example, if you are able to read a file which is called as file.php, then it will fall under path traversal. But in LFI or local file inclusion, you are able to read the file as well, and you are able to execute the file or execute the commands as well. That's why we have seen that path traversal is a subset of local file inclusion. That basically sums up and summarizes to LFI equals path traversal plus execution. Alright, so now let's see what is the difference between LFI and RFI. So as you can see, onto the left side of the screen, I have created a diagram, and onto the right hand side of the screen, I have again created a diagram for RFI. Also, I have noted the very simplistic definition to understand this attack, in which local file inclusion or LFI means when any attacker is able to load files from the local server or the web application itself, and is also being able to execute commands, then attacker has found a valid LFI vulnerability. On the right hand side, if the attacker is able to load any files from any given remote server that he controls and is also able to execute some specific commands, then he has found a remote file inclusion vulnerability. Now let's understand this more with the help of a diagram. As you can see, this is the attacker and this is the target web application server. So in LFI, the attacker is going to read the files, for instance, file.php or etc passwd file, and the attacker is also able to execute specific set of commands onto the target server to retrieve the sensitive data. On the right hand side, you can see the attacker is able to read the files as well as execute commands, but the attacker is also being able to load specific files from any bad server, as you can see over here, and the vulnerable web application or the server will successfully load the files and even execute them. This way the attacker can run any files onto the bad server through a remotely configured bad server. So this is the main difference between local file inclusion and remote file inclusion. I hope you guys understood this. Thank you.